Welcome to our event. Thank you to our generous sponsors.
Hello, I'm Andy Baumert from the Iowa Association of Independent Colleges and Universities. We're thrilled to help sponsor the 143rd Scarlet Celebration, and our private colleges are proud to partner with East High School in providing higher education opportunities for East High School graduates. You should all be proud of East's commitment to its students and their tremendous scholarship program. Your Alumni Foundation truly exemplifies for the service of humanity, and we thank you for that. Enjoy your evening.
Hi, I'm Joseph Thering, Band Director and GSA Advisor at East High School. Welcome to our event. We would like to start that program off with the National Anthem, followed by the East High School Fight Song and School Song, performed by the East High School Band. Feel free to sing along and enjoy your evening.
Good evening. I'm Chris Miller-Young, current East High School Alumni Association President.
And I'm Jeff White, last year's East High School Alumni Association President.
Together, we welcome you to the 143rd Scarlet Celebration. We wish we could be together, but are also thrilled for the first time to welcome Scarlets from all over.
People have asked, what is this event? An Alumni Association or Foundation meeting, an all-class reunion, a fundraiser for East High School and alumni efforts? Well, in a way, it's all of those things. But mostly, this is a celebration. There is something uniquely special about being Scarlet, and we all have that in common. Tonight, we're here to celebrate our alma mater, its current students, our Alumni Foundation, our association efforts over the past year, to recognize our newest Hall of Fame inductees, and to bond with one another, even if virtually.
You'll hear more from us over the course of the evening. But for now, let's get this show on the road with our MCs for the evening, Ross and Danger.
Hi, it's Andrew Von Onen
And I'm Ross Peterson.
from the class of 1996. You may know us better as Danger from Nash FM 97.3.
And I'm Ross Peterson from the Sports Fanatics on KXNO. But we are both diehard fans of East High School and really excited to be here once again to host this wonderful night.
That's right, we hosted back in 2019, and the rumor has it was so good that they wanted a full year in 2020 to soak it in and just remember how fantastic it was in 2019.
That's the rumor we've been telling ourselves for 2 years now.
For 2 years, that's exactly right. We are very, very excited to be here tonight. It is being done virtually. It takes so much time, energy, and effort and planning to put this night together. So we went virtual again this year, but very excited to be back together in person in 2022. That is the plan moving forward. There are some benefits, I think, though, to having this done virtually.
Okay.
For example, we've got a great background behind us.
Oh, wonderful.
We could have done anything with the background. However, when asked if they could make us better looking, they said there's only so much we can do with video. You're stuck.
Yeah.
You're stuck with those heads.
Yep, this is the face you were born with, kids.
Right.
This is going to be just like the previous nights you've experienced with us here on these East High celebrations. We're going to hear from Hall of Fame inductees. Actually, we're going to get 2 years of Hall of Fame inductees this year. We're also going to do our roll call of classes. We'll hear from our principal, Leslie Morris. I just had a chance to sit down with Leslie Morris a few minutes ago. She is so excited about tonight. So now we're going to hear from East High's principal, Leslie Morris, and 4 2021 East High School graduates and alumni scholarship recipients.
Hi, welcome. I'm Leslie Morris, proud principal of East High School. I'm here today to introduce some of our 2021 scholarship winners. We're so excited and thankful for everything that you do for these students. You are making a difference in their lives, and we thank you.
Hey, my name is Anna Marie Guerra Caballero, and I really want to say thank you to the East Alumni Foundation for the scholarships that I received. I want to say that my experiences here at East has been really great. I am so excited to go to Mercy College of Health Sciences and major in nursing. The East Alumni Scholarship Foundation really helped me with my tuition, and I can't wait.
Hi, my name's William Shim. I'm going to be attending Grinnell College in the fall, and I'm going to be majoring in biochem. I just want to say thank you for the scholarship. I'm very appreciative and grateful for the Alumni Foundation and for them to provide us this opportunity for me to fund my education. My experiences at East have been amazing. Lots of diversity, a lot of people from different backgrounds. I've learned a lot, made a lot of friends, a lot of great memories, and I'm just grateful to be a Scarlet.
I'm Marissa Thompson, and I was excited to receive the Dr. Wakefield Scholarship from the foundation. I plan to go to Iowa State University and major in mechanical engineering. East really laid the foundation for me to be successful, and it'll help me be successful in my college career as well.
Hi, my name is Jesus Martinez Aviles, and I am a recipient of the East Alumni Scholarship Foundation. I would like to personally thank the East High School class of 1960, the Clark family, and many other scholarships for this amazing opportunity. My experiences at East have definitely been extraordinary and have definitely prepared my roots and my growth for my future education. I would like to thank anybody that has contributed to this opportunity, and I am extremely thankful for that. Thank you.
Because we had to cancel last year's Scarlet Celebration, we were not able to honor in person our 2020 East High School Hall of Fame inductees. So we'd like to formally present and congratulate our 2020 Hall of Fame class.
I've talked to a lot of people about what being an East High alumni means. And I think one of the things that we learned was to get along with people from all stations of life, not only by race, but by social strata, if you want to say that. But we learned to get along with a lot of different people. We learned to not rush to judgment so quick. We learned that the value of hard work. I thought we had great teachers. I want to thank all them. And the people that I hung around with. It was a great time in my life. I have a lot of fond memories of East. Going after school to the Pizza Hut at East 29th and Hubble there. Friday night football games, going to the Pizza Hut afterwards, and if the Pizza Hut was full, cramming into the Hilltop. Scarlet Singers, even being on the basketball team when I was on the team, just the camaraderie and the things I learned from those people. It was just, I don't remember, other than the bad riots we had, I really don't, I don't feel like it was anything wrong. It was a great time. I think you should treasure that time that we had, especially back then, but even now, because the diversity is so much greater now, and you really get a feeling that just because the kids are from different places or different than maybe we were, they're still East Side kids, and they still kind of have that same feeling that we had, that like it's Lee Township against the world. And they haven't changed that attitude, and I think that's great. As far as giving back, I think I brag about our Alumni Association and how many scholarships we give and the amount of scholarships we give, and no matter where we run into people, it's a point of emphasis. I tell people that we're all for each other, and we're willing to back up, and I think we should never lose that spirit.
East High has made quite a difference in my life, and our motto for the service of humanity I take very seriously. When I was a freshman, several of my friends I'd gone from grade school clear up through, one clear through college together. They all decided they wanted to go out for the football team, so I figured I better go with them. I almost got killed that day because I'm a fairly small person, and it wasn't fun. So I decided if I'm going to exceed at East High, I better try and do it in something that I'm capable of doing. So I decided I was going to try and go for a straight A average. Well, the fact that I put the effort in, because I really wanted to be able to get college scholarships. My parents couldn't afford to send me to college, so I was going to do this on my own. Well, East gave me the tools to be able to do that by teaching me how to study, how to apply yourself, and how to succeed. And that's made a huge difference in the whole rest of my life. Frankly, what means the most to me about my experience at East were the friendships that I made, for one thing. My best friend all my life graduated the semester ahead of me, but his name Jack Hartung. Jack wound up being a space scientist for NASA. He was responsible for the trajectory of the ship from the Earth to the Moon and what the astronauts did after they got there. And he and I philosophically wound up at the same spot, even though we started from a totally different sense of balance and relationships, and all for the same reasons. And that said a lot about the root that we built here at East High together. Harold Olson is another friend. He and I became friends in kindergarten. Harold never left East High. He was a counselor here at East, and when I was president of the East High Alumni Association and at our annual meeting, it was Harold that was responsible for lining up the students that we were giving scholarships to and making sure that the whole event was successful. What it really said to me as I started thinking about his life, he's touched the lives of thousands of children, and he's made a difference in their life, and I now fully understand what the role he played as a counselor is. And I think he made a much bigger impact on life during his lifetime with what he did than Jack Hartung did in his. Don Monson, who's now deceased, Arnold Erickson, the four of us were almost inseparable. And all but Don, who's not here anymore, we still have lunch together at the Latin King 4 times a year at least. And these people mean a lot to me. Ed McCartney, he and I, we had a lot of fun. Back in those days, we ran noon movies, and we ran the projector. And so, we thought that was a pretty important role. Anyway, East kind of gave me value system and the substance to go on in life, and I think I've accomplished a few things in the process. It's certainly been a great life. I give a third of my time to society one way or another, and East High has taken up a small portion of that anyway. I got involved in the East High Alumni Association, frankly, because of John Hartog, Carlton Peterson, both of whom have been presidents of the East High Alumni Association, very close friend and good client of mine. And they encouraged me to get involved, and so I certainly did. Being president of the East High Alumni Association was a wake-up experience. The fact that we could have 1,500 people there, and you had to be out 50 years in those days to get a seat in the main gym floor. And for a 2-hour program, those people didn't even get up to go to the bathroom. I mean, they were very impressed with East High. The spirit that you just saw permeate through the alums said an awful lot. And the fact that we could have what we claim to be the largest alumni association in the world, because no one's ever challenged us, but when you get 16,000 people willing to pay dues to belong to the organization, it says it's pretty important for the graduates. I went from there to deal with the foundation and became president of that. We had a process that's a little different than what we do today, and I've been legal counsel for the foundation ever since that time, I guess. And I can see just with the scholarships that we're able to give that allow some students to be able to go to college that might not otherwise get there, even if they only go for a year. That's an education that's a broadening experience that affects the rest of their lives. And to be able to participate in that feels pretty good.
Three years at East High School, now it's 4, but my 3 years at East High School was outstanding. We always met at the library every morning to catch up with friends, and then when classes start, we would disappear for the rest of the day. But I always enjoyed biology, was one of my majors. Tom Hand was our instructor, and we just loved him. We had a lot of great football back in when I graduated, and we enjoyed those games. I can always remember the pep assemblies, and a lot of great plays was produced during that time at East High School. But it was a good period for me. I was taught at East High School is to make sure that your dreams, you can fulfill them. Don't give up. If you have a goal, pursue it without giving up. And you know, that's kind of what my goal has been in life. I knew I was going to go into law enforcement. I didn't know when or how, but next thing you know, with a lot of work and a lot of faith in getting into law enforcement was my goal, and it was my lifetime career of 35 years. And I think that any student, any alum that's just recently graduated and in college now, you need to have a goal and stick with it. Never give up. One of the things, as I mentioned before, I know a lot of East High graduates from way back, and it's very important to stay active in the Alumni Association for many, many different reasons. Just for an example, my daughter applied for a scholarship, and the 1957 graduates awarded her some scholarship funds, which really helped her out during that particular time. But that's a huge, huge asset for our people, especially in today's day and age and our generation. These graduates can really appreciate that, and also gives them a place where they can affiliate themselves with, especially a place that they're familiar with.
Again, congratulations to our 2020 Hall of Fame inductees.
For 2021, we have 4 more Scarlet graduates who represent our motto, for the service of humanity. and serve as an inspiration to fellow alumni and EHS students through their life pursuits. Ladies and gentlemen, we're pleased to introduce the 2021 East High School Hall of Fame class.
Well, it's first of all very humbling, very honored. It means a lot to me because my years at not just at East High, which was a very big part of it, but my years on the East Side. My folks were both born and raised on the East Side, never moved off the East Side. In fact, when we moved to Polk City, my dad was still alive then and told me, if God had meant you to live in Polk City, you'd have been born there. And I was very fortunate that I had a lot of relatives at East High while I was there. In fact, when my junior year, I had 7 first cousins and 3 second cousins at East High all at the same time. And we're all still very close. And we have our own reunions and we get together, and used to see them every Friday night at the fair, but I've missed 2 years in a row. Of course, last year because of COVID, and I do too know what I was doing the year before that. I was helped coaching a softball team at the Little League World Series in Portland, Oregon. Being a student at East High and growing up on the East Side was very challenging. I carried papers on the East Side for almost 4 years, and attending East High, it affected my values, affected how I look at people, how I tend to people, being part of the neighborhood. In fact, I have an experience once where at another job, I went to work with guys from out of town. We used to get together on Saturday mornings for breakfast, and we ate on the East Side at one time. And as we were eating breakfast, I probably had 4 to 6 people walk up and say hi to me, and they said, "This is like Ron's hometown." I told them, "No, it isn't like Ron's hometown. This is Ron's hometown." And I still consider it my hometown. I tell people I live in Polk City, but I'm from East Des Moines. If I could go back and be a student at East High again, I would become more involved. I would get out of my comfort zone. I would do some things that I wasn't comfortable with at the time and regret now that I didn't be a part of. And I would like to pass that on to students now and alumni. Don't forget where you're from. Don't forget what you took away from East High. And remember the good times, as I do, because they weren't all good, but I like to think they were.
At East, you're exposed to and able to work with and meet and understand people from every culture possible you can think of, whether it's social, economic background or ethnic background or race. No matter what scenario you can come up with, you're going to have a chance to interact with somebody with those attributes and get to understand them and learn. And one of the things that people tell me is I do a good job of going from the boiler room to the boardroom. And I think that's one of the things that I've picked up and learned at East High School. For East High is for the service of humanity and caring about people, love what you do, mentally tough is the harder you work, the luckier you become. And I would tell anybody that if the harder you work, it's amazing what you can achieve. And don't ever doubt yourself, believe in yourself, and good things will come of it. Never happens as fast as you want it to. It's amazing how lucky people are 20 years later. And so just put your time in and work at it. It'll happen. The most valuable asset you have is your time. And but giving of your time and treasure, is a wonderful way to support the foundation and the Alumni Association and helping kids that were in your situation move on and achieve the things that you achieved, and give back is an important thing to do, and to support it. There's always mentorship opportunities in whatever you're passionate about, and so giving of your time is the most valuable asset you have. And so mentoring a young person, whether it's Boys and Girls Club or whatever association you're fond of, is a great way to give back to the community. Why I do this is my own life experiences. I think what motivates all of us, and You know, we've had a challenging, or I had 2 children that have passed away from medical complications from birth, and so being able to support other children's activities is a passion of mine, and being able to pour that energy into something constructive is why I do what I do.
Well, my experiences at East, mainly I was kind of intimidating at first because my homeroom was down in the basement and we'd have to go from there all the way to the 4th floor, and I never did find the elevator passes. I looked for those for the first few days. Everybody told me to find those and I'd be in good shape, and I never did, so that was always kind of a bummer. But I met so many good friends there, and people would help me along. Rick Olson would always give me a ride to school. He had a brother, Craig, that was my age, and we would always hang out together. And so he would take me there, and I had some really hard times like everybody does, and he pulled me aside. He said, "Billy, you can't quit." And there was a sign at East High that says quitters never win and winners never quit. So they would always point that out to me, and that still, and to this day, I repeat that to my grandkids too. It's such a good saying. I just love that saying. I would like to tell the students to just keep in touch with the friends they have today. Most of them are probably friends they knew in grade school and even junior high. And these may be their friends for a lifetime. And to always stay in touch with them, to do what's right with them. And these may be their best friends till they're 70, 80, 90 years old. I help a lot with Valley View Village down here on the east side. And we had a Valley View Village night where it was all East High alumni people. And those people are still friends that are 80, 90 years old still at Valley View. It was really neat to see. Well, I'd just like to see them become more involved and just try to build the school up. We all need the help right now. It's been a tough couple of years for everybody, and have them try to reach out to their alumni friends and relatives and whatever, and just try to encourage them to all come back and for us all to stay together and keep East High going strong. There's some people I wanted to mention and I forgot. I had to jot them down. One is Bob Mahaffey, a real good friend of mine that has helped a lot of us on the east side through various things, and I just wanted to mention his name and thank him for all he did. And Coach Bob Savage was at East High forever, and he was such a good man, did so much for East High. I wanted to make sure that I mentioned him, and John and Mark Kelly, 2 of my good friends who've been real helpful for everything at East High, and we sure appreciate all they've did. And the Hedberg family, there's Art, Mark, and Eric has a roofing company, but they've been real instrumental with a lot of stuff at East High School too. So there were several people, including Connie Bozen, who has been a friend of mine forever. Her dad ran the fairgrounds for years and years and always made sure I had a job out there. So I wanted to make sure Connie was recognized too, and I'm sure that everybody knows Connie very well. Tom Hawkinsmith, and the Pearson family, Tim and Ron, have been great assets to all of us. So I just wanted to put that in there for me. Thank you.
The days at East were a great memory. Of course, we had very good teams. We had very good coaches. To this day, they're still friends of mine that are on the team that I talk to regularly. And it was just a wonderful experience and a great time. Some of my favorite memories of East High, of course, is what we've talked about, friendships, the teachers, my coaches, and obviously my athletic ability, or athletic teams that I played with, and ultimately came my profession. I've always had a love for football, you know, whether it be coaching side or the officiating side, and the officiating side was more attractive to me, less time, more time for family. So it kind of drew me near to that, and just met some people and fell in love with it, and I just worked my way up the ladder, and I've been very happy and lucky and successful with it. Transition is great to college because, again, football was my love. So, you know, it was a nice transition from high school to college. Had to work for my college profession, being a walk-on athlete at the University of Iowa. But it's also part of hanging in there and being in love with the sport and knew when I had a chance. Don't sweat the small stuff. Be true to yourself, be who you are, be loyal to your friends, and strive to be the best you can be. My volunteerism is a lot of promotions around football, whether it's trips or tickets to different events, Super Bowls, for example. I try to give where I can, where it's needed. A lot of time it's more time than than it is anything else, and I try to volunteer when I can. And for the alumni, continue to promote East High School. It's a great organization, it's great friends, it's great family, and it'll treat you well for the rest of your life. As far as goals and family orientation, I think family's more important to me. I'm doing something that I love that is really strange for a lot of people, that I really never worked a day in my life. But the family's what's most important, and if I could trade it, one day that I missed a birthday or some kind of celebration for a football game, of course the family's more important, and I wish I could have those 10 times back.
Again, congratulations to both our 2020 and 2021 Hall of Fame inductees.
Related to the Hall of Fame, we'd like to give a special shout out to East High woodworking teacher Jeff Hall, who is retiring this year. Jeff Hall has produced our Hall of Fame plaques for the past several years, and we appreciate all that Coach Hall has done for us.
And now for the business portion of the event, Chris Miller-Young and Jeff White will share with you the foundation business details, the report on the Alumni Scholarship Fund, and the details of the current capital campaign and its progress.
As Ross and Drew said, this is the business portion of the evening's event, but stick with us because it's not as dry as that sounds. This celebration also serves as an annual business meeting for the East High School Alumni Foundation. So I will call our business meeting to order, and Jeff and I will tag team this.
First, a report on our financials, which will all be available, by the way, on our Alumni Association website. We have almost $4.5 million in an endowed scholarship fund. In case you're wondering, this is indeed unique for a high school. It all goes towards student scholarships, which we will get to in a little bit. And it does not include funds raised by the Golf Classic for school-specific efforts. And by the way, we had a record-breaking event a few weeks ago thanks to our golf committee and the support of players and sponsors like you. Last, we also hired the firm of McGowan, Hurst, Clark & Smith in Des Moines to handle ongoing financial management of our groups, so we can improve efficiencies and transparency with our financials. Previously, all of this was done by volunteers. The key takeaway here is that the East High School Alumni Association and Foundation are in strong financial health. Thanks to our alumni and other generous donors, we should all be very proud. But that doesn't mean we don't need more. So please continue to raise funds for your class scholarships, start endowments on your own, and join our Alumni Association. Our students deserve whatever we can give them to help them be successful.
That's right, Jeff. And another important update is on our foundation and the association bylaws, also available at the website. Over the last several years, initiatives of the Alumni Association and Foundation have grown together with one board serving all needs. In late 2020, the East High Alumni Foundation voted to reformalize separation of the two groups with updated articles of incorporation and bylaws. Now, effective July 1, new boards will meet, there will be staggered terms, and all of those board members are listed on our website.
That said, we have some very important people to recognize, individuals who have recently transitioned off of the alumni board. They all deserve our gratitude for many years of tremendous service. Brad Brown, Teresa Begtal Dayton, John Kelly, and Leslie Dahl Knudsen. Please join us in thanking these wonderful board members who have helped us evolve our alumni boards to be among the finest in the country.
Yes. On to our scholarship report. This year, we were pleased to award $200,000 to more than 50 deserving East High School seniors, so they can continue their education and pay for their required career training. The names of our scholars are appearing on your screen now, and we can assure you they all have the character and drive we would all expect from Scarlets. They are tremendous representatives of East High School. We welcome them all to our alumni family and wish them the very best. As we've said, our scholarship endowment of almost $4.5 million enables a large number of students to be reached. If you'd like to ensure we can assist even more students in the future, please visit our website. And again, congratulations to our scholars.
Yes, well-deserving scholars. Last, we wanted to report on the capital campaign for East High School. a major fundraising effort that is underway. The capital campaign is led by co-chairs Dr. Steve Taylor and Tim Pearson, and they're doing a tremendous job. It kicked off late last year with the goal of raising $5 million for athletic facilities, school programs, and scholarships. As we all know, urban schools simply don't have the same facilities, whether for academics or athletics, that suburban schools do. It's very difficult for our students to compete in these environments in education or sports. Our capital campaign is designed to put more than $3 million to facilities and to continue growing that already healthy scholarship fund by another $2 million. We are pleased to report that we have already raised, through contributions and pledges, more than $2 million from generous donors and other contributors. Many are with us this evening. Thank you very much. If you would like to donate or pledge anything of any size to our capital campaign, please go to our website or contact any of our campaign co-chairs or board members. This capital campaign is yet another initiative that makes East High School, our alumni group, and our community truly unique. These are the business highlights that we wanted to share with you tonight. And now let's get on with the action.
A big thank you to Chris and Jeff for all that you do. We're now heading into the part of the program when everyone can get involved, the recognition of classes, otherwise known as the roll call.
We ask classes to send in photos of their class, and we'll show those now. If your class did not send in anything, then type in the comment area to give your class the proper shout out.
The class of 1946 warrants special recognition. This class celebrated its 75th reunion this year and got together a few weeks ago here in Des Moines.
Many of those classmates are watching this evening. Even though they're small in numbers, they are mighty in spirit and pride. They truly exemplify for the service of humanity. The class will be featured soon on our website, sharing all of their accomplishments over the years. Way to go, class of 1946, and congratulations on your 75th.
We'd also like to honor Geraldine Daniels and Wesley Redhead from the class of 1944.
And we always recognize the oldest Scarlet alum in attendance. So ladies and gentlemen, please join us in honoring Doris McCarty Merrill from the class of 1939.
Lee Township against the world.
We'd like to take a moment to recognize a very special gentleman that was very committed to everything East High. Tom Van Haan worked for many years on property projects and was integral in all of the association's event planning.
Tom's craftsmanship will be missed as he created beautiful gavels for all association presidents. He was an Alumni Association president, a foundation board member, and was inducted into the East High Hall of Fame in 2011. Tom Van Haan passed away in 2020. He will be sorely missed, and his legacy will live on. Man, we have had such a great time tonight. Of course, we are hoping to get back together in person next year for 2022. The hope right now is to do that in May. So look forward to more information about that coming soon.
We do have one more piece of business we'd like to take care of tonight. Recognize a gentleman that's very special to both Andy and myself, a guy that has dedicated a lot of his life to East High School, former East High principal Mike Zelinovich.
You know, when Mike Zelinovich was a vice principal, we spent a lot of time in his office.
Yes, we did.
When he was away from his house, we spent a lot of time in his home.
Yes, we did.
Thank you, Ross. Thank you, Drew. What an incredible evening this has been. As Jim Nance would say, a tradition like no other. I can remember my first exposure to the East High Alumni Association back in the spring of 1989. I was a first-year vice principal at East, and one of my duties was to serve as a liaison to the Alumni Association, and then to assist them in any way that I could with the annual alumni banquet. Now mind you, I'm not a born and bred East Sider, and I did not graduate from East. I married into the East Side and served 25 years as administrator at both East and May Goodrell Middle School. So I not only had a ringside seat for my first banquet, I was able to gain an appreciation as an outsider. Believe me, it did not disappoint. Now mind you, schools are busy in the month of May. There's so many things going on. Class day, prom, senior breakfast. But nothing, I mean nothing compares to the annual alumni banquet, and now the Scarlet Celebration. On that second Thursday in May of 1989, I watched as 1,400 people packed into both the main gym and the upstairs gym to gather with their classmates, reminisce, and celebrate the best and brightest of the East High class of 1989. After the roll call of classes and the passing of the gavel to the incoming president, it was over. But in the ensuing days and weeks, as I reflected on what I had witnessed, I kept asking myself, what keeps making these alums come back to a cramped gymnasium, eat a boxed lunch for dinner, and then go home, and return again the next year to do it all over again? Was it the school motto, for the service of humanity? I was sure that was part of it, but I knew there was something more to it than just those 5 words. Then it dawned on me. Besides being good servants, these East High alums had not only received their diplomas from East, but they also had formed a powerful connection to their school. But staying connected is much more than giving money to the foundation. Staying connected is about friendships, memories, favorite teachers, and the impact that they had on you, and how East High helped develop you into the person you are today. The annual Scarlet Celebration gives you the opportunity to strengthen your connection to your school each and every year. Now, it's everyone's responsibility to do their part to keep this celebration alive. Not just the older alums, but you younger ones too. Every person that has received an East High diploma with the words "for the service of humanity" has a special bond with the tens of thousands who walked before them. And with this special bond is an obligation, an expectation to not only keep the school motto alive, but continue to be connected and support East High. But just as importantly, keep the Scarlet Celebration alive. Whether or not you younger grads know, you will find out that the 4 years you spent at East will have a profound impact on your life. And that is the reason these older alums keep coming back. They understand it. They get it. Not only do they take pride in being an East High graduate, they truly love their school and what she has done for them. Now, I don't think May Goodrow realized what she started that summer day in 1877 when a group of her and her classmates gathered for a picnic in order to stay connected to each other. 144 years later, here you are. Not under ideal circumstances, but here nonetheless, doing your part to stay connected and keep this tradition alive. My wish is that in the ensuing days and weeks, you reflect on the celebration of history, school pride, and the best and brightest of the class of 2021. You make a promise to stay connected to your school, maybe even reach out to others in your class that may never have attended one of these, and make it a point to gather here next year. What a great way to have mini class reunions each year at the celebration. What a great opportunity to begin a scholarship for your graduating class. But more importantly, what a great way to stay connected to your school and keep this wonderful and unique tradition of the Scarlet Celebration alive. So here's to the next 144 years. Go Scarlets!
Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and thanks for watching.
We've got one final piece of business. At this time, Jeff and Chris will officially pass the gavel to the 2021-2022 president, Jeff Selinovich.
Thank you, Ross and Andrew, and thank you for joining us in this year's special Scarlet Celebration. We hope you'll continue to show your Scarlet pride wherever you are and every day. It's now time to turn the gavel over to Jeff Selinovich. He's our 2021-22 East High School Alumni Association President. Jeff?
And we will see you all next year in person. We are adjourned.
This is East.
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 Are you still here? It's over. Go to our website, and we'll see you next year.